Welcome to Builder. In this video, we will learn how to use a custom list template spreadsheet to import list data. So this process is really helpful if you have a lot of information to add to a list at one time. Let's dive in. The first step is finding the template in the first place. So let's click on one of these custom lists that I have created in this guide. Let's go to nearby restaurants. So I can't make up my own spreadsheet. Builder won't know how to read it. Let's download the right spreadsheet from Builder. So any of my custom lists will have this import from file button. Let's click on import from file. Then we see this header that says templates. I can pick up a custom list items template here. Either XLS or CSV file types are allowed. Let's download one of these. I can download these and open them in Microsoft Excel, Apple Numbers, OpenOffice, LibreOffice. Any of those will work. Please keep in mind that Excel sometimes can be a little finicky with special characters like accents and stuff like that. So sometimes you might want to use the other software programs instead. For the purpose of this video, we'll stick to Excel. We'll keep it simple. I've just opened the template and I dragged it into my window so you can see what I'm working on. So in this list template, we see some sample content. This is Builder's way of telling you, hey, here's how you use this document, just as an example. Let's go ahead and delete the sample data to keep our information clean. I'm going to clear the contents of that. Please keep in mind that row 1 needs to remain the same. Please do not change anything in row 1, these bold column headers. This is how Builder knows how to read this document. So anything you change in row 1 will make Builder throw an error, so let's keep that the same. Again, custom lists, as the name implies, are lists of information. It can be anything you want. You can fully customize it. In this example, we are doing a list of nearby restaurants. So let's start typing in some names of restaurants. Just going to go row by row, some restaurants that are near the office, if I spell them correctly. We'll put a fourth one in here, sure. So the name is the only component that is required to add list items to a list. So I could just have a list of restaurants and it gives you the names of the restaurants. Pretty straightforward, but as a user that might not be the most helpful piece of information. I probably want to add some more details for my users here. In the subtitle field, if you had like a speaker, you might have their title or their company here. If you have a list of departments on campus, you might have a brief description of what majors or offices are in that building. Anything that's kind of like a brief tagline that complements the name to give a little bit more detail in the subtitle field. So in the case of restaurants, I could probably just add the type of cuisine that you will find at this restaurant. The description field is the heavy hitter. So again, also optional, but that's probably where you want to spend most of your time adding content. You can have paragraphs of text in the description field. This is a great place to also include contact information or links for phone numbers or email addresses. You can do all of that in the description field. I'll leave that blank for now, but make sure if you are providing content in a list to your users, you're probably going to depend on the description field pretty heavily. Again, the rest is also optional, the location, the images. You can do these manually later if you choose to edit it in Builder itself. Let's save this document and let's import it. Let's remind ourselves how we got to this import screen. So let me back out and go to my main guide building screen. In case you're working on your spreadsheets and close out of Builder, let's remind ourselves how to get there. So I'm working on my nearby restaurants custom list, and then I will click import from file. This screen is where I found my template, and it's where I'll import my list items now that I have a template ready to go. So let's start that import. Picked up my template. Builder's going to say, hey, is this the right one? Yep, that looks right. Let's go ahead and click import data. I should see a success message. I'm also going to refresh my page. While I'm refreshing this window, I'm checking my email. I should have received an email that said success. If it says whoops, it'll have an error message telling you what you need to fix about the template before trying again. In this case, I got a success email and we have the 4 restaurants for my template with the corresponding label or subtitle. These fields, the same fields that you saw on the template, so pretty straightforward. I could go back in and add my descriptions here to make this a more robust list for my users. So that's it. This is the process for importing a list template. As your quick reminder, all of the custom lists will have the import button here, so make a spreadsheet for each list and then import each one correspondingly in Builder. If you run into any trouble, if you have any questions, you need some help, please reach out to my team. Our email address is support@guidebook.com.